Hello everybody, today I will talk about anger, where I think anger is such an important emotion. And I will also talk about anger work. Anger work is a kind of work that has the aim on familiarizing ourselves with our anger and to make anger something that works for us rather than against us in life. Me, myself, I've had a lot of fascination of anger in my life, and particularly maybe during the last 10 or 15 years of my life where I've been doing a lot of anger work and I've seen the beneficial effects of doing this kind of work. It has also been a type of emotion that when it starts to come up within myself, I've had this anxious or even fearful sensation within myself. I had all kinds of ideas popping up inside my head that I might break inside or I might break something as it comes. And it's because I've had the sense that it has this destructive, potential destructive nature to it, this emotion. And I think a lot of people in civilized society has that kind of relation, that fearful relation with their anger. And the problem with that is that when you start to be afraid of your anger, when you start to distance, shut down your anger, you often start to project that same anger onto the society, onto other people. So you start having that experience of being in a world full of angry, dangerous people. And you don't have what it takes to take care of yourself in this world. And taking care of yourself is really the essence of this energy. Anger, or the power behind anger, has really been the survival mechanism, the survival skill, one can say, for our species to survive in history. It is what made us survive cold winters and to break through barriers and do things that seemed impossible for us, to deal with life-threatening situations and protect ourselves against the wild animals and enemy tribes and so on. And today, when most of us are not dealing with that kind of life-threatening situations on an everyday basis, the tendency is to suppress this energy because it can seem so uncivilized and dangerous. The problem is that we still need this energy for that sense of capacity to take care of ourselves. We still need it to deal with those situations in life where we need to break boundaries, break bad patterns, to deal with things that are particularly difficult or might seem threatening or even life-threatening to us. We need that energy. And if we only feel that that energy is out there, we have a big problem. And this is where anger work comes into place. It is the process of, again, familiarize with ourselves with this energy that is actually so close to our nature, that is something very natural for all of us. To familiarize ourselves with this energy so we again can use this energy to deal with life in a positive way and have the courage to deal with what is difficult but absolutely necessary in life. And familiarizing, the process of familiarizing is really something that I use or I focus about in my workshops. Before, if you go back maybe 40, 50 years in therapeutic history, anger work or work around difficult emotions were really about releasing, ventilating this bad stuff that we have inside. So we are there in this container and there is this pressure from the inside, and then we go into the workshop or therapeutic session and we release so we can be free from this emotion afterwards. But science has actually shown that that is really not how it works. But what can happen if you work with this emotion is that you can start to familiarize and get more and more comfortable. In the beginning, it might be necessary to be comfortable with being uncomfortable. And by time, you start to feel more and more comfortable with emotion. and you're just be able to use it in a positive way in life. So in my workshops, which I today mostly do for men, the men are allowed to first step into their body, to really come into their senses, to feel the breath, to work with their voice, to express the voice, to really make place for their body, for their more animalistic sense of themselves. Because this energy has really kind of a primal, animalistic kind of energy to it. So it's important to really come into contact with the body, the aliveness inside. And then we go on a journey of exploration where the men explore the part of their life where they are not in contact with this particular energy, and see how that works and what kind of effect that has on their life. And we might also go into situations where they have too much, where they focus too much on this kind of energy, where they blow themselves up and make themselves look dangerous for other people, and so forth, because some of us also do that a lot. And then we go into different scenarios where we use this particular energy to work for us. For example, scenarios where we use it to protect ourselves and protect what we hold dear in life. Being the protector is a big part of this particular energy. We also go into scenarios where we let the men manifest themselves, what the kind of work that is important for them to do, and see how this kind of energy can work for them in that manifestation process, going for what you know is important in life. And the fantastic thing that happens is that when we start to familiarize ourselves with this emotion, and when we show our subconscious part of ourselves that is really ruling so much of our life, when we show our subconscious that we are strong and competent and grown up enough to deal with this emotion, to navigate from the place of this primal energy, from this hot place inside. When we show the subconscious that we can do that, the subconscious relax. And you can really see that on the men in the workshop also, that by the time they start to relax a lot, you can see that on the body posture, and there comes this openness and freshness in their expression. And there becomes this good mix, nice mix between being in our integrity of going for what we know is true and important in life, and being open, having our heart being open against ourselves and the other men. So there's this cool, nice bonding coming into the participants, and they can afterwards use this new integrated skills in their everyday life, take them out in their everyday life and deal with life from this place within themselves. So I would invite you to really interest yourself in the situation where you get angry, to interest yourself in your own anger and see how you can open up for this energy and start to let this energy work for you in life. How you can start to play with it and experience the potency in this particular energy, because it really has a life quality elevating effect to it. Life becomes so much more interesting when we can bring this energy into our everyday living. Yeah. So that's it about anger work for now. Take care of yourself out there, and talk to you. Okay, bye for now.